Well, welcome back to Cardboard Swords, and it's beginning to look a lot like spoiler season. We've got all those bright lights, early spoilers rounded up. Let's get in. Well, in this all-mechanologist set, what better place to start than the heroes themselves? Teklo esteemed magnate, is a 4 intellect, 40 life hero. His ability allows you to play evos from the banish zone, and once per turn as an instant you can pay 3 to play your next evo as though it was an instant. What the fab are evos? We'll have to stay tuned to find out. We also got the young version, same abilities, 20 life. We also got a new young hero, Dash Database. She has 4 intellect and 18 life. And you may look at the top card of your deck at any time. Then once per turn you can play a mech item with cost 0 or 1 from the top of your deck as though it were an instant, and it costs you an additional 1 resource to play. A new look Dash with no more blind boosting, but will we see an adult version? Aggro mech fans will also be excitedly cranking one out over Max Nitro. Not sure about that one, but I'll leave it in. Once per turn, if you've boosted, you can pay 2 to put a Hyperdriver into play. It comes in with 2 steam counters on it, and it has Crank. And the Crank ability allows you to remove a steam counter to give you an action point. So a low to the ground boost strategy utilising Hyperdriver with some aggressive cranking. Okay, we better move on. On now to some high-tech equipment, and we've had full suites of equipment spoiled so far. Oh, it's just base equipment that blocks for 1 with Blade Break. But don't worry, because we've got yet another suite of equipment that's been spoiled. Oh, it's just more base stuff, and this stuff doesn't even block. But by not blocking, it avoids equipment destruction effects. Hype! Okay, maybe we can get hyped about a new weapon. Teklo Leveler is a 2-handed mechanologist gun that swings for 2 if you pay 3, but you can only activate that if you've equipped an evo. The more evos you've got equipped, the better this gets. And that brings us nicely onto our first evo, and it's basically an equipment that you can play from your deck. And if you manage to transform this onto another evo, then you get +1 intelligence till end of turn. There's also a weird barcode covering part of the text, which might get revealed later on. Onto the attacks, and we've got Terminator Tank, a 6 power attack that costs 6 resources, and this gains various bonuses for the more evos that you have equipped. So if you're fully evoed up, this becomes a 3 for 9 with overpower, and on hit discard a card. Just be sure to announce that discard trigger. Too soon? We also saw Meganetic Protocol. It's a 3 cost attack for 5, and it has an evo upgrade which, like its predecessor Megametic Shockwave, is able to suck in some of the opponent's equipment and destroy it. Pulsewave Protocol is a 6 power attack for 3. It also has an evo upgrade, and it has what will now be referred to as the Pulsewave effect, in that you make the opponent reveal cards and then add them as defending cards to the chain link. Demolition Protocol is a 3 cost 7 power attack which also has evo upgrade. The evo upgrade on this allows you to remove steam counters from the opponent's stuff. This is going to be pretty impactful in limited play and might see some sideboard action in constructed. And lastly, Heavy Artillery is a 6 power 3 cost attack, at least it is in red flavour. It too has an evo upgrade, meaning your opponents can't block with attack action cards that cost less than the number of evos that you have equipped. Teklo Evo Control, now that's got me hyped. For the first time ever, booster packs will have a non-draftable expansion slot. This gives LSS the scope to reprint staples and also beef out some other classes. And Tunic is finally getting a much needed reprint. Although Bolton got a load of stuff in Dusk Till Dawn, it turns out it's still pretty bad. Perhaps a new headpiece, the Warband of Bologna, will help. As an action, you can pay 2 and destroy it, and the next time you attack, you can charge your hero's soul. If you charge with a yellow card, you also get to draw. That's pretty good. Another hero needing a helping hand is Arachne, and they got Shriek Razors. It has the usual ability to buy it back from the graveyard for 2 silver. As an attack reaction, you can pay 2 to knock a point of defence off a defending attack action card. To go with his fancy new gloves, Arachne got a new Contract attack, a 6 power attack for 2 that looks to banish your opponent's non-attack actions. And when it hits, you banish the top card of the opponent's deck, as well as a defending card. Wizard players got Contest the Minefield. It's an aura that says all heroes get -1 intelligence. It gets destroyed at the start of your turn, and perhaps most importantly, it's blue pitch. With Brian Owl hitting Living Legend status, Runeblade players might turn to Viserai to fill the void. His new specialisation allows you to create X rune chant tokens, and it has a double X cost. And if you can somehow create 6 rune chants with this, then your opponent has to discard 3 cards. Brutal. Another hero languishing at the bottom of tier lists is Riptide, and he got a new specialisation too. A blue pitch 0 cost arrow that attacks for 4. The downside is when it hits it gives your opponents a courage and a quicken. The upside of that for Riptide is it turns on most of his traps. This could be just the thing that was needed to stop your opponents from dancing around your traps in the end game, but will it be enough to take Riptide out of the tier list basement? Warrior players got Emboldened Blade, a non-attack action that pitches for 3. You can turn a face down card in an arsenal face up, and if it's a defense reaction you can destroy it and its weapon attack gets +1. Dorinthia fans will be happy to see this. Ninja fans will be happy to see Wax Off, a blue pitch defense reaction that blocks for 2, and it simply says if you've played Wax On this turn, create a Zen State token. I'm not sure how playable this is, but if there's a control Katsu out there, it probably plays this. Brute players were treated to a smashing performance. A 6 power 3 cost attack that pitches for 2. When it attacks, you draw a card and you discard a card, and if it's a 6 power attack then you can destroy a random item in the arena. So Brute players got an underrate attack that has R and G for its upside and doesn't block. Ew. Fire and Drumeye players were treated to a book, but let's be honest, this is a Drumeye card. It's a 0 cost non-attack action that says draw a card. If you're royal, you can draw 2. It also says you may pitch 2 cards. If you don't, you banish your hand. So this is basically a way for Drumeye players to be able to create more pitch than they should be able to from red cards, manage their ash effectively, dig for big dragons and then hit us with them. But it doesn't block, so... Well, that's it for now folks, but if you like this content then like and subscribe because the spoilers drop like they're hot from this Friday. We've also got gameplay and other content, so until next time, we'll see you then.